Good morning, students. How are you all? Good. Okay, in the last class, we have discussed about the lesson reproduction in animals. No, chapter number 8, reproduction in animals. So, in the last class, almost we have covered half of the lesson. Okay, that is, we learned what is reproduction and what are the modes of reproduction, what is sexual reproduction, and what is male reproductive organ, and what is female reproductive organ, and what is mean by fertilization, how fertilization occurs, and what are the types of fertilization, and finally we also discussed about the test tube babies. No, so now tell me why reproduction is essential. So, reproduction is essential for the continuation of a species. So, reproduction is essential for all the life, all the living beings. Okay, so that is it is only for the continuation of a species. So now tell me, what are the modes of reproduction in animals? So in animals, reproduction occurs in two modes. That is, the one is sexual reproduction and the another one is asexual reproduction. So in the last class, only we have discussed about the sexual reproduction. No. So now tell me, what is mean by sexual reproduction? So sexual reproduction is nothing but the fusion of male and female gametes is called a sexual reproduction. So, in animals, males and females have different reproductive organs. No. So, this reproductive part, that is in animals, they are having reproductive parts. No, it produces a gametes. So, this gamete fused to form a zygote. Okay, so this is zygote which develops into a new individual. So, this type of reproduction is known as sexual reproduction. So, in sexual reproduction, both the male and females are involved. No, so let's now tell me what is male reproductive organ. So, the male reproductive organ it consists of a pair of testes and two sperm duct and a penis. So, these are the parts that the male reproductive organ consists. Okay, so this testis, no, it produces the male gametes called as sperm. So, in the last class I briefly told about the sperm and function of the sperm. Okay, so the millions of sperms are produced by the testes. Okay, so even though the testes are very small in size, so but it has a head, a middle piece, and a tail, and also a sperm is a single celled organism. Okay, so next we have discussed about the female reproductive organ. Like the male reproductive organ, female reproductive organ also consists of a pair of ovaries, oviduct, that is we called it as a fallopian tube, and then uterus. Okay, so these are the three important parts of the female reproductive organ. So next we also discussed about the fertilization. No. So, in fertilization, the first step in this is the fusion of a sperm and the ovum. So, fertilization is nothing but the fusion of a sperm and the ovum. It is the first step in the fertilization. So, when sperm comes in contact with an egg, one of the sperm fuse with the egg. So, such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called as fertilization. Okay. So, next we also discussed about the types of fertilization. That is, there are two types of fertilization occur, that is internal fertilization and the another one is external fertilization. So internal fertilization is nothing but fertilization which takes place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. Okay, so whereas external fertilization is nothing but, so this type of fertilization which occurs in the outside the body of the female is called external fertilization. Okay, and then finally we also discussed about the test tube baby. So the test tube, so usually, so some women are unable to bear babies. No, because here their oviducts are blocked, so they are unable to bear their babies. So if the oviducts are blocked, the sperm can't reach the egg for the fertilization. Okay, then we have to do test tube babies. So it is keep them in a IVF method. So it is called a test tube.
Okay, students. In today's class, we are going to learn about some more interesting topic in this lesson. Okay, so the first topic is development of embryo. So the first topic in this session is development of embryo. So in the last class, we have learned about the fertilization. No, in this, the fertilization results in the formation of what? Zygote, isn't it? Okay, so the zygote which begin to develop into embryo. Yes, okay, so the after the result of the fertilization, um, this results in the formation of a zygote, and this zygote which begin to develop into an embryo. So the zygote which divides repeatedly because to give rise to a ball of cell. So see this image, children. So this is a ball of cells. Okay, so this cells, that is the ball of cells, no, this cells, then it begin to form a group. Okay, so this ball of cell begin to form a group that develop, which one, this ball cell, no, this that group develop into a different tissues and organs of the body. So this developing structure is termed as embryo. So listen, what is embryo? Embryo is nothing but the developing structure. Okay, developing structure of the water. So after the result of the fertilization, it results in the formation of zygote, and then which begin to develop into an embryo. Later, the zygote which divides repeatedly to give rise to the ball of cells. So these cells then begin to form a group, okay, for develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This development structure is known as embryo. So later the embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus. So where the embryo gets embedded, so it is embedded in the wall of the uterus for what? For the further development of the body. Okay, so organs of the body. So later the embryo continues to develop into the in the uterus. Okay, where it continues to develop. So the embryo which continues to develop in the uterus only. Okay, so and then it gradually develops body parts. So the embryo continues to develop into the uterus, no, later that it gradually develops body parts one by one, such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. Okay, so the stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified. So later, so if all the parts get developed, okay, so this stage of the embryo, which here all the body parts can be identified, and this stage is called as a fetus. So the spelling is FOETUS. So I repeat, FOETUS, fetus. So then the development of the fetus is complete. So after the development of the fetus get completed, then only the mother gives birth to his or her baby. Okay, so it is about the concept of development of the embryo. So I repeat, so it is nothing but it begins with the result of the fertilization. Okay, so for fertilization results, okay, so it results in the formation of a zygote, and then this zygote begin to develop into an embryo. Listen very carefully, children. That is the fertilization result, no, later that it forms an zygote, and then it begin to develop and form an embryo. Okay, so this zygote which divides repeatedly for to give rise to a ball. Okay, so ball of a cell, and then these cells begin together and form a group. Then this group develop into different tissues and organs of the body, and then this development structure is called as a embryo. Later that the embryo which is embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. Okay, later the embryo, it continues its development in the uterus, and it gradually develops body parts one by one, such as hands, legs, so on. Okay, so later all the body parts get developed, and this is identified as fetus. Later that the mother gives birth to her baby. So this is the development of embryo. So in the previous topic, no, that is development of the embryo. So it is whether internal fertilization or external fertilization. Yes, it is obviously an internal fertilization only. Okay, so the internal fertilization is nothing but the fertilization which takes place in the inside of the body parts is called the internal fertilization. No, so like that, this internal fertilization takes place in hens also. Okay, but here, children, do hens give birth to babies like human beings and cows? Okay, so you know that they do not. Okay, so then how are chicks born? Okay, so see, so after fertilization, the zygote divides repeatedly and travel down the oviduct. No, so after the fertilization completed, the zygote get formed. No, so then the zygote it divides repeatedly. Okay, and then it travel to down the oviduct. So there are three parts. We already seen it. So we already seen in the previous class, no, in female reproductive organ there are uterus, ovary, and oviduct. No, so later that the zygote divides repeatedly after the fertilization and it travels down the oviduct. So as it travels down, many protective layers get formed around the zygote. Okay, so the hard shell that you seen in a hen's egg, no, is one such a protective layer. So there is a one hard shell, no, so it is a protective layer. Okay, so after the hard shell, after the hard shell get formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. So the embryo takes about 2 to 3 weeks to development into a chick. So so you must have seen a hen sitting on the eggs to provide sufficient warmth. So later, after the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the eggshell, isn't it? Yes. So in animals, which undergo external, sorry, it is an internal fertilization. Okay. So the development of the embryo is one of the internal fertilization. Like this, internal fertilization takes place in hens also. Okay, so hence um, so in hens, after fertilization completed, the zygote which divides repeatedly and it travels down the oviduct. So as it travels down, so many protective layers are formed around it, okay, around the egg. So and then a hard shell get developed and okay, the hard shell you seen in we are seeing in hen's egg, no, so it gets developed, so it is then one of the such protective layer. So after the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. So the embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into a chick. Okay, so after that the chick is completely developed, it bursts and open the eggshell. So this is about the internal fertilization in hens. Okay, our next topic in this lesson is viviparous and oviparous animals. So we are all learned that some animals give birth to young ones while some other animals which lay eggs which later develop into young ones, isn't it? Okay, so here listen, the animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Okay, on the other hand, those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. So this is the main difference between the viviparous and the oviparous animals. So viviparous animals is nothing but the animals which give birth to young ones. So here human beings, cow, cat are the some of the examples of the viviparous. Okay, and hens, snakes are the examples of the oviparous animals. Okay, so the eggs of a few animals are easy to observe because their mothers lay them outside their bodies. So these are the examples of the oviparous animals. But you are not able to collect the eggs of a dog, a cow, or a cat. So this is because they do not lay eggs. The mother gives birth to the young ones. So these are the examples of the viviparous animals. Okay, so first I told that what is viviparous and what is oviparous, and what is the main difference between the viviparous and the oviparous animal, and then examples. Okay, so I repeat, viviparous animal is nothing but the animal which give birth to young ones are called a viviparous animal. On the other hand, those animal which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Okay, so the eggs of a few animals are easy to observe because their mother lay them outside their bodies. Okay, so these are called oviparous animals. So these are the examples of the oviparous animals, but you could not able to collect the eggs of a dog, a cat, or a cow. Okay, so how, why? Because they do not lay eggs. So the mother which give birth to the young one, these are the examples of the viviparous animals. So the next topic is young one to adult. So the next topic is young ones to adults. So here the new individuals which are born or which are hatched from the eggs, no, it continued to grow till they became adults. So in some animals the young one may look very different from the adults. So, for example, recall the life cycle of the silkworm. So, the first stage is egg, and then it turns into larva or a caterpillar, and then pupa, and then finally it goes into an adult stage. Okay, so frog is an another example for it. Okay, so observe the different stage of frog. So now we are going to take the example for a young one to adult is a frog. Okay, so observe the different stage of frog, it starting from the egg to the adult stage. So we find that there are three distinct stages. How many distinct stages? There are three distinct stages. So that is egg to adult, a tadpole, that is we call it as a larva, and then adult. Okay, so can you imagine that these tadpoles would someday become frogs? No. Similarly, the caterpillar or the pupa of silkworm looks very different from the adult moth. So the features that are present in the adult are not found in these young ones. Then what happened to the tadpoles or a caterpillar thereafter? So you must have seen a beautiful moth emerging out of the cocoon. So in the case of tadpoles, they transform into adults capable of jumping and swimming. So the adult stage is that it gain the capability of jumping and swimming. Okay, so this transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic change is called a metamorphosis. Okay, so what is meant by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis is the transformation into adult stage with the capable of jumping and the swimming and so on. Okay, so this transformation of a larva into an adult through the drastic change, important the word, through the drastic change is called a metamorphosis. Okay, so in human beings also, the body parts which are similar to those present in the adults and are present from the time of birth. Okay, this is about the young ones to adult. So here we have taken the example of silkworm as well as frog. So just we are comparing, we did a comparison for the clear clarification. Okay, so this is about the young ones to adult. So in this so I repeat, the new individual, no, which are born from the mother or which are hacked from the eggs, it continues to grow till they become adult. So in some animals the young one may look very different from the adults. Okay, so for example in a silkworm, the first stage of the silkworm is egg, and then larva, and then caterpillar, so pupa, and then the final stage is adult. So here also this is the same process which is going in the frog. So uh, there are three distinct stages in the frog. So that is egg to tadpole, that is larva, and then to adult. Okay, so similarly, the caterpillar or the pupa of the silkworm looks very different from the adult moth. But the features that are present in the adult, these are not found in these young ones. Okay, then what happened to the tadpole or the caterpillar thereafter? So that is you must have seen a beautiful moth emerging out of the cocoon. So in the case there is a one transformation, okay, from adult, that is larva, into an adult stage through the drastic change is called a metamorphosis. So it is a very important question in this content, that is metamorphosis. So I repeat, metamorphosis is the transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic change is called a metamorphosis. So this is about the young one to adults. So this is about the one of the mode of the reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is nothing but it is one of the type of the reproduction. So it is the fusion of the male and female gametes is called a sexual reproduction. In this, both the male and female reproductive organs which get involved in the sexual reproduction. So and it is internal fertilization also. So in this, first the sperm which is entered into the ovary, so the testis only produce the male gametes and it is called as sperm. So millions of sperms are produced by the testis, okay, so by which only one get entered into the ovary. So see, first the brain starts to develop in the human embryo, okay. Later that one of the parts get developed one by one. So see the image. After that the fertilization occurs. So in the fertilization, the first step is the fusion of a sperm and a ovum, okay. So it is the 40th day, so the embryonic cell from the placenta. So see, so here the fertilization is there are two types of fertilization. One is internal fertilization and an external fertilization. So it is sexual reproduction is in human beings it is a internal fertilization, okay. So next the skeleton gets developed, and then the 18th week the fetus perceives sound from the outside, okay. So it is the 19th week, so it is the 20th week of the fetus. So the parts get developed by one, and then it is the 24th week. So it is a 26th week, okay. So if the so it is the 6th month of the fetus. So if the development gets completed, then only the mother gives birth to the baby. So next we are going to learn about the another mode of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. So far we have learnt about reproduction in some familiar animals. But what about other small animals like hydra and microscopic organisms like amoeba? So do you know how they reproduce? Okay, let us find out. Here, get some permanent slides of hydra. So observe them using hand lens or a microscope. So microscope is better, okay. So look out for any bulges from the parent body. So count the number of bulges that you see in the different slides. So in each hydra, there may be one or more bulges, okay. So these bulges are the developing new individuals and they are called as buds. So what is buds? So buds are nothing but the bulges, okay. So in each hydra there are one or more bulges are there. So these bulges are the developing new individuals and they are termed as buds, okay. So in hydra the new individuals develop as outgrowth from a single parent. So this type of reproduction is known as sexual reproduction. That is, only a single parent is involved, is called asexual reproduction. So, since new individuals which develop from the buds in Hydra. So, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. So, what is budding? The individuals which is developed from the buds in Hydra. Okay. So the individual which get developed from the buds in the hydra. So in the hydra there is a bud, no? So what is bud? The buds are nothing but the bulges. So bulges in this the developing new individuals. So buds are the developing new individuals, no? So these bulges are termed as buds. So in that the individual to develop from the buds in hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. So it is the one method for of the asexual reproduction. Okay, so for example, here we are taking a hydra. Okay, so it is the process of asexual reproduction which occur in the hydra. So the another method of asexual reproduction is observed in the microscopic organisms like amoeba. Okay, so let us see how this happens in amoeba. So first, we all know an amoeba is a single celled or a multicellular organism. So we know that we learned in our previous classes that amoeba is a single celled organism, no? So it begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nuclei into two nuclei. So see the image. So in the first step, this is amoeba. So an amoeba is a single celled organism. So it contains a single nuclei. Okay, so then if the uh, sorry, if the asexual reproduction gets started, it begin the process of reproduction. Okay, so by which the division, the first step is division of its nucleus into two nuclei. So now see the second image. The nucleus gets divided, that is one nuclei which gets divided into two nuclei. So and then it is followed by the division of its body. Later first nucleus only gets divided and then their body also gets divided in. Okay, so the single amoeba get divided into two amoebas. Okay, so each part receiving a nucleus. So see that each amoeba contains or it receives a nuclei. So finally two amoeba are produced from one parent amoeba, no? So this type of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individual is called binary fission. So what is meant by binary fission? This is one of the important question. So binary fission is nothing but it is what? So the type of it is one of the asexual reproduction in which an animal which reproduces by dividing into two individuals. So one individual get divided into two individuals is called a binary fission. Okay, so these are the two methods of asexual reproduction. So in that asexual reproduction, first we have seen the reproduction in hydra. Okay, and then we seen in reproduction in amoeba. So in amoeba, so it is a single celled organism. So obviously it has only one nucleus. So if the reproduction gets begins, first the nucleus of the amoeba, no? So first the nucleus gets divided into two and then the body parts get divided into two amoeba. So each amoeba having a nucleus. Okay, so later a daughter amoeba can produced from the single parent. So this process is called the binary fission. So it is one of the mode of the reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. So the last topic in this lesson is there is one story, that is a story of a Dolly the clone. So it is one of the interesting topic. Okay, so cloning. See, cloning is the production of an exact copy of a cell, like a Xerox. Okay, so cloning is the production of an exact copy of a cell. So it is a copy of a cell from any other living part, okay, or a complete organism. So cloning of an animal was successfully performed for the first time by Lan Wilmot and his colleagues at the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh, Scotland. So where it was performed? So it was performed it was performed at the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh, Scotland by the Lan Wilmot and his colleagues. So they successfully cloned a sheep and it was named as Dolly. Okay, so the Dolly was it was born on 5th July 1996 and it was the first mammal it was to be cloned. Okay, so the story is, so during the process of the cloning Dolly, a cell was collected from the mammary gland of a female. Okay, though the female clone is named as Findorest sheep. Okay, so see the image. So it is a Findorest sheep. So it is a female sheep. A mammary gland is collected from that. Okay, so simultaneously an egg was obtained from a Scottish blackface eve. That is okay, so it is one of the Dolly. So here an egg was obtained from a Scottish blackface eve. So the nucleus was removed from the egg. Then the nucleus of the mammary gland cell from the Findorest sheep was inserted into the eggs of the Scottish blackface eve. Those nucleus had been removed. Then the egg thus produced was implanted into the Scottish blackface eve. So the development of this egg followed normally and finally Dolly was born. Though Dolly was given birth to a Scottish blackface Eve, it was found to be absolutely identical to the Findorest sheep from which the nucleus was taken. Since the nucleus from the egg of the Scottish blackface Eve was removed, Dolly did not show any character of the Scottish blackface Eve. So the Dolly was a healthy clone of the Findorest sheep and produced several offerings of her own through normal sexual means. Unfortunately, at last, Dolly died on 14th February 2003 due to a certain lung disease. So Dolly was died. So since Dolly, several attempts had been made to produce cloned mammals. However, many die before birth or die soon after birth. So the cloned animals are many times found to be born with severe abnormalities. So it was actually a banned one. Okay, so it is a story, a complete story about the Dolly. So cloning. Okay, so cloning is a thing where the production of an exact copy of a cell and other living part or a complete organism. Okay, so it was successfully the first cloned sheep is Dolly and it was done by Lan Wilmot and his colleagues at the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh. Okay, so after that finally Dolly died in the year 2003 on February 14. Okay, due to a lung disease. Here a Findorest sheep, Scottish blackface Eve, so Dolly. So this is a brief story about the Dolly, the cloning. So here children, the lesson gets over. So in this lesson we have discussed about the sexual reproduction and then the asexual reproduction. Okay, so this is for your today's class. I hope you all understood the topic very well. Thank you.